Hi, I'm Spiders, and as a top Deepwoken player, all the time I hear problems from my fans, saying how compared to their opponents, their builds seem to have no HP and somehow at the same time do no damage as well, but they just can't seem to figure out what issue they have with their build, and why that seems to be happening. And as a result, they end up just copying a build from someone who may not even know what they're talking about, or just has a build that isn't suited to their likings. But what I want to do with this video is help show that with a simple change in mindset, anyone can make a good build. So that's what we'll be going over in this video. Let's get right into it. Now, the core idea that you should be focusing on, and the number one thing that you must optimize in order to make the best builds you can, is maximizing talent efficiency. Now, I know you probably can't tell what I mean just from that, so let me explain. Alright, so here we have the build planner pulled up, and I'll kind of guide you through the process of how I made one of my recent builds. So now first, obviously, you want to put in all the stuff that you want to get in your build, and this was a Wraithclaw build, so we're going to go 1 Gale Breath Pre-Shrine and 1 Light. And just get that out of the way. That doesn't really have much to do with talent efficiency, but obviously you need to do that with your build. And by the way, we're going 1 of each pre-shrine because we're going to use the Shrine of Order with this build. You must use the Shrine of Order in order to make an optimal build these days. That is like step 1 of maximizing talent efficiency and being able to get all of the talents that you want. You need to use Shrine of Order. And the oath that I wanted to go on this build was Jet Striker because Jet Striker is super strong right now and very good for PvP. So that's why we're going 75 agility, and we're going 75 agility even though the requirement is 50 for Jet Striker, because there's some talents to 75 agility and like 65 agility and all of that, and you want to make sure you get that. So in order to get all the talents that I wanted, we went 75 agility pre-shrine, and it gets shrined out to meet the Jet Striker requirement. And then, because I wanted this to be a high damage build, I decided to go high damage talents, and because of that, we went 80 willpower, just to get Heretic Sutra and all those other willpower talents to make you do more damage, and that is where I got the value from. But in order to get the 80 willpower talents and use them effectively, you also have to get this talent called Unphase, which means that I had to go 50 Fortitude on this build, in order to get that talent that I needed. But also, since Ring of Pestilence is getting some nerfs, I decided to go another talent called All the Dead Gods, just to get some extra anti-heal on M1s, which is always helpful, so I went 40 intel on this build. And also I want to get the 25 intelligence talents anyway, so this is fine as well. Now, something you might notice is that I went a lot of stats pre-shrine, and I'm already power 15 by the time that I haven't even used Shrine of Order yet. Now, the problem that a lot of people would have with this is that means that all of these stats are going to be reduced when you use Shrine of Order, which means that I'll get less health from Fortitude, less tempo from willpower, and all of that with these other stats too. But the benefit to doing this is that it allows you to have more stat points overall and get more talents, which is what we want to focus on here, of course, maximizing talent efficiency and getting as many talents as possible. So that means that it's fine to get all these stats pre-shrine, and that is what you should be doing. But there's still some other stats that we really should be getting. For example, since we're going high willpower for the insanity talents, we need to also get strength in order to get Lose Your Mind, which makes you do way more damage with insanity. So we'll make sure to put that in our post-shrine and pick that up, as well as also getting charisma, since the charisma talents have always been really good, so being able to get some charisma post-shrine will be really helpful and make you much more tankier and do much more damage, of course. So we put that in and then use the Shrine of Order. Now, talent efficiency aside, we want to go 80 Gale Breath in order to get our monsters leveled up. That's a pretty basic thing. Get your monsters up to level 5, that's obvious. That's always going to be good. And we need to meet the requirements for our weapon, the Wraithclaw, so we have to go with 25 light as well. But with the rest of our stat points, we'll get to 25 charisma in order to get those charisma talents we were talking about, as well as getting 40 Fortitude, since there's also some good talents up at 40 Fortitude, being Showstopper and Unwavering Resolve, as well as getting Lose Your Mind at 30 Strength as well. But one thing to not forget is that the requirements for Lose Your Mind are 30 Strength and 30 Fortitude, so we have to go with that post-shrine as well, get that back up a little bit, and then we're basically done. Of course, we have one more stat point, we can put that into Intelligence maybe if you missed some of the 25 Intelligence talents, or just an extra point in case you screwed up. But yeah, the main point that I want to prove with all this is that you really want to make your build solely based off the talents. Putting the obvious stuff like your oath and weapon, attunement, etc. aside, you really want to be focusing purely on the talents that you want, since the talents will always give you more value than something like 10 extra HP from the Fortitude. Since with more talents, you can just get something that'll make you more tanky, such as the charisma cards, etc. And by focusing on the talents, the stat points that you need will naturally come to you. For example, when I decided to go 80 willpower in order to get Heretic Sutra and those insanity talents, the 50 Fortitude and the strength were pretty much forced, and that sort of came on the side easily, and that kind of goes for the rest of these stats as well. And yeah, of course, talents should also be prioritized over your weapon stat. 25 light wolf might seem pretty low, but that's completely fine. If you want to learn about why it's okay to go very low weapon stats as I went here, be sure to watch this video where I go over it as well. And that basically covers it. Prioritizing talent efficiency by making your build so that you get as many good talents as possible rather than stat allocation really is something that I think you should be doing on all of your builds right now. So be sure to keep that in mind. Probably the most difficult aspect about this is that you do need to know what talents you like and what is good in the meta, so try your best to consider what talents you prefer and which you don't as you play the game in order to make this easier. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe for more top content. See you in the next one.